Good afternoon, Christian woman. Okay, this is the end of a work day, so I'm just going to make this a few minutes and get myself ready to do some administrative tasks and wind down. Relax for the rest of the evening. I hope everyone is doing well, and I hope this video finds you well. I was having a conversation with a gentleman who is a former athlete, and I don't know how we came across this conversation, but he said, when a player is not acting right, uncooperative, poor behavior, unsportsmanlike, and I'm paraphrasing this because this was a long conversation, part of the coach's work is there to teach that athlete. And if that athlete does not improve on whatever the poor behavior is, they could either get benched or kicked out of the game. Okay, so this is just a small piece of a larger responsibility of a coach. There's way more than that, of course. So I'm just making this bite size for the video. They either get benched or kicked out of the game. And I thought to myself, well, why can't that happen in dating? Why can't that happen in dating? It can. It goes back to observing behavior, right? We're not looking at perfection. If someone violates a boundary, if someone makes you uncomfortable, if you communicate repetitively that something's not okay with you, you give that person a chance, give that person time to improve. And with the consequence, if this doesn't shift based on my values, my preferences and interests, and how I want to move forward, if we're misaligned with that, I'm going to have to take a step back permanently. But you give that person a chance. And the gentleman was saying, you give that athlete a chance. If it doesn't work out, they get benched. So that gives them some time, right? They're not kicked out of the game yet. But the next step, if it escalates, is the person's kicked out of the game. And I, of course, thought about dating and some of the folks I've worked with. And that absolutely can work in dating. Why are we holding on to folks when you see early red signs? Okay, not looking for perfection, but if someone is violating your values and your belief system, and there may be some areas where you might reflect and say, okay, am I being too stringent about something? Let me take self-inventory. We can do that, right? Be self-reflective. But if you're thinking about sharing your life with a person and you're dating, you have the conversation, right? You address the situation, because I've said it before, it doesn't get better, it gets bigger, it gets worse. Red flags that are not addressed, okay? So that either you have the conversation, that person gets benched. If that still is a repeated pattern and that's not sitting well with you, they could get kicked out of the game. Bye, okay? With respect and kindness, depending on the context. This is not working out. Gotta go. Okay. Now, obviously, you can form that statement in the way that sits best with you. But I just want to step by and say, that gentleman who was a former athlete just got me to thinking about that. It can be pretty simple. You don't have to get attached too early and find yourself several months and years down the road when you haven't addressed things until it gets to a place where things get worse. Address them, try to work on them, but in your early dating stages, if things don't look well, if it is not well with you, you have to know when to step away for your own peace of mind and sometimes your own safety. That's all I got for today. Gotta go. Ciao.